Late 2015, Peak Design released their first bag, the Everyday Messenger. From Peak Design enthusiasts to the skeptical such as myself, everyone was impressed. To this day, the Everyday Messenger has definitely been the most useful bag that I've ever used and remains my daily driver. Then, to my own surprise, Peak Design announced a whole new line of bags that included the highly demanded Everyday Backpack in 2 sizes and 2 styles. After a long wait, I finally got my hands on these bags and I'm here to review each and every feature these bags have to offer. So here is the big critical review of the Everyday Backpack by Peak Design. Real quickly, just want to let you know, if you're at all interested in this bag or anything that Peak Design offers on their website, you can go ahead and get a free gift with your order of $65 or more if you use the link down in the description. That'll get you a free gift with any order of $65 or more, so check that out. So let's go to first impressions. As you'd expect, I find these bags to be gorgeous. The 2 styles they currently offer are Charcoal, which is a dark gray with red accents, and Ash, which is light gray with blue accents. One thing to note is that the Ash style is the only style that has leather bits, no leather on the Charcoal. But I do find that non-leather hand grips on the Charcoal to be a lot more comfortable to grab. I love the leather bits and the blue accents, so for my 30 liter I had to go with the Ash style. Jasmine preferred the Charcoal for her 20 liter though. Luckily, Peak Design was willing to send me both for this review. Both bags are super sturdy. They're built in a way that makes it hard to tell if the bag is full or not when you grab it, and it retains its structure very well. So if sturdiness is something that you like, well, these bags have it for sure. Another thing that these bags have is weight though. These things are heavy. In my own measurements, I found that the 20 liter bag weighed at 3.8 pounds or 1.7 kilograms. That's almost a pound heavier than the 15-inch Everyday Messenger at 2.9 pounds or 1.3 kilograms. The 30 liter weighs in a whopping 4.5 pounds or 2 kilograms. Compare that to a similarly sized bag with your basic camera bag features at 2.8 pounds or 1.3 kilograms. Most of this weight comes from its heavy canvas material. I mean, it's a DWR impregnated, weatherproof 500D Codra. The overall quality of this bag, as you would expect, is fantastic. Peak Design is amazing at their quality consistencies, at least that's what they're known for, and that's my experiences with them. Unfortunately though, my 30 liter did arrive with a slight defect. There was a kind of sharp plastic bit that was sticking out of the shoulder strap that scratched my hand a couple times until I easily removed it with some nail clippers. It wasn't really a big issue, but that wasn't the only thing. A few months into using the bag, I started to periodically notice some loose threads around the bag. Let's talk about size. When I was first thinking about getting these bags, my biggest issue was figuring out what size I wanted. I hate big bulky bags, so initially I was gravitating towards the 20 liter, but I was unsure as to how much I could fit in there. Would it be enough? Also, I was afraid my laptop wouldn't fit either. No matter what size you get, there is a lot of room. So much room that you kinda have to take some time to plan everything out. I first tried out the 20 liter. The inside was actually a lot larger than I had expected from what I've seen online. It's just as spacious, if not slightly more spacious, than the 15-inch Everyday Messenger. So I was definitely able to fit my everyday load, even a little more on top in the expandable compartment. The 30 liter is huge. You can fit way more than enough in the 30 liter for sure, but not necessarily exclusively camera equipment. Both bags come with 3 of their new dividers that vary slightly in size depending on which bag you get. These things are fantastic. They are definitely a huge improvement from the ones on the Everyday Messenger. So symmetrical on both sides right here, and of course they do have these kind of folding compartments right here, so you can virtually turn one compartment into 2 or even 3 whole compartments, which is pretty awesome. There's a whole lot that these new dividers allow you to do in terms of organization. However, Peak Design again has me wishing I had one more divider for the larger 30 liter. If you were to space the dividers up evenly within the 30 liter bag, you'd have too much space in between the dividers to store even your larger lenses tightly. That's why I don't think you'd be able to fill this with exclusively equipment. If you were to utilize the space provided in this bag efficiently with only the expensive equipment, there would be not enough padding to keep them from knocking against each other. Peak Design actually acknowledges this, saying that that's just due to the nature of the bag, that the lenses might just rock around a bit. Because of the large depth of the bag, I can agree to an extent, but I'm sure that a fourth divider would certainly help a lot with that for most people, and I think Peak Design knows this. The inside walls of the main compartment are lined with a soft material for your Velcro attachments, allowing you to use the dividers in lots of different angles, and these things really stick. On the side flaps you have this super soft, slightly stretchy material that zips open to reveal a collection of small sleeves. Each sleeve is made with the same soft, stretchy material with slight elasticity and with some colored threading for the purpose of organization. The sleeves here are slightly larger on the 30 liter and work a lot better to store my camera batteries on the side I prefer. The sleeves that appear to be made from the camera batteries due to the colored threading, one being for used batteries and the other for non-used, don't fit my camera batteries well at all in the 20 liter. On the other flap, we do have larger sleeves for larger things. As useful as this is, it doesn't really solve my battery issue on the 20 liter as it's not the side I favor, and I want my cards and batteries to be as quickly accessible as everything else. Opening these side zipper flaps is kind of off and on in terms of ease. I noticed that you have to pay close attention to what direction you're pulling the zipper or else it might get caught a little bit on the curve. This has been really frustrating to me, as you may have seen in my Adventure Fanny video. When you get the flaps to close, they will be weather protected with them sexy laminated zippers. On the outer side of these flaps are expandable pouches that come pre-filled with straps, all the straps you'd ever want. Inside you got a hand strap, your tripod strap, your waist strap, a strap for your keys, a strapless strap with strapless strap to strap all your other crap that needs strapping, you name it! This bag is just oozing in straps. This can be very useful, and it can also be very annoying. Luckily, almost all are detachable. Each side has a tripod strap that extends pretty long to be able to hold down even the girthiest of tripods. I had a much smaller light stand that I had to wrap the strap around just once before hooking it to the loop, and it kept it pretty tightly on the bag. The side pouch itself gets pretty darn big. You can fit some really fat bottles in there. Even on the 20 liter I was able to fit my 40-ounce hydro flask. On one side you have a handy little Peak Design anchor attachment that you can use to hold your keys. What's great about this thing is that it's just looped around the side handle, which means you can move it practically anywhere on the bag. In theory, you can even put it around your wrist and use it as a camera wrist strap. Deeper into the side pouches, you'll notice another strap bunched up at the bottom. This is actually your waist strap. Peak Design has put a little slot on the side of these pouches so that the waist strap can be stored directly into the pouch, sharing space with all those other straps and whatever else you decide to store in there. This got a bit annoying for me, as my small light stand would often get caught on something when I'm putting it in or pulling it out. And if you're wondering, it is still difficult to store these straps. The slot is just too small and tight to effortlessly tuck away. It is an absolute pain in the ass to store these things. At the bottom of the bag, you have a slot that stores 2 more straps. These are awesome, not just because they are the only straps that store completely out of the way, but because they add so many more possibilities to your carry options. This is where it becomes clear that Peak Design was really trying to think of everything. There's a total of 8 dedicated loops that surround the bag that you can use to either hook the straps, pull the straps through, or even anchor them. That's right, even these straps can be removed and attached onto any of these loops. With each strap being a maximum length of about 24 inches, you can virtually tie anything you're strong enough to carry onto the outside of these bags. Not to mention that your tripod straps on the pouch can also be removed and put anywhere on these anchors, so you have a lot to work with in terms of external carry. In the top compartment of the bag, you're given a lot of extra space to work with. There's not much in there in terms of organization other than a small but very handy pouch that is shut using a magnet. This upper compartment though is bottomed by your divider, so you can make it as big and accessible as you'd like. Additionally, the lid up top does give you some extra overflow room for your larger loads. It uses the famous mag latch that gives you 4 points to securely close the lid. If you're not aware of the mag latch, it's amazing. It's super secure, it's very quick and easy to use, and it's quieter than using a zipper or Velcro to access, which is fantastic if you're, say, a wedding photographer or PI. The space in this compartment is actually shared by a pouch accessible from the laptop sleeve on the back. It uses that same soft, stretchy material that can store something as large as a market store water bottle with room to spare. Behind that you have a tablet sleeve and your laptop sleeve. So, the laptop sleeves. Obviously, MacBooks will fit into the specifically sized bags respectively, but laptop PCs come in many different shapes. My 15.6-inch Dell laptop, just at 10 inches wide, was able to fit into the 20-liter bag with a little extra push. As you can see in the sides and the inside of the bag, the material does stretch a bit, but it does fit. Even Jasmine's 17.3-inch Dell laptop was able to fit into the 30-liter quite easily with just a little bit of snug. There's really not much support out there for 17-inch laptops in the bag market, so it's pretty kind of peak design to allow that. Moving on to the shoulder straps. This is brand new territory for Peak Design. Before the backpacks, they've always used a very similar webbing in both their camera straps and shoulder bags. Here they're going with a very familiar looking design. There's still a sense of quality that you get when touching it. However, they need a lot of breaking in. It took a couple trips for these things to be comfortable, and still they're a bit on the stiff side. Not only that, but the breathable material on the bottom isn't the softest. Because of this, Jasmine insisted on wearing a shirt on our hikes with these bags as her skin would get scratched up by the material. On the back, you have some really cool access points that allow the shoulder straps to pivot and adjust more appropriately to different body types. I've noticed that this does add a lot to the comfort of the bag, and it really just forms to your shoulders. Whether you're big or small, it does find a way to fit your shoulder width. Below these access points is the corrugated foam, and I was very pleased to discover that the corrugatedness of the foam was much deeper than it appears, giving your back a lot of breathing room. I will say, however, despite this, it's still hot to wear, and I did sweat a lot going up a mountain wearing these bags. It's really just the weight of the bag, the dark colors, and the fact that it's made of a heavy canvas that you're just going to have a somewhat sweaty bag going up a mountain. If you need something that's really cool to wear when going up on a hike, I don't recommend this. I noticed that the bags do shape generally well with the curve of your back. I'm an average build and 6 feet tall, and I really like the way the 30-liter fits me, but the 20-liter was also comfortable to wear. Jasmine at 5'6" definitely preferred the 20-liter. For support, the bag has a waist strap, which is pretty simple with just a nice hook and loop. You also have a very easy to use and adjustable sternum strap. I was pretty excited about this. There's 4 connection points on each shoulder strap to adjust the height, and it can get as tight as you'd like. It took me a long while to find out my desired adjustment on this, but I think that's just because I was still trying to break in the bag. You can also detach the strap and move it around the shoulder straps for the purpose of moving it out of the way or adding it as a leverage point. I didn't utilize that feature much as I had to have the sternum strap across my chest anytime that I wore the bag for comfort. It was just too heavy not to have it on. So for all you capture camera clip fans, Peak Design shows that they go ahead and put their clip on the shoulder straps right here. So I actually recommend right here is where I put mine, right around there, and that's going to vary depending on your body size, of course. However, keep in mind, it is incredibly difficult to get it on, especially for your first time. It is super difficult. I felt like I was going to break the thing trying to put the thing on. You got to really, if you're a petite lady with small, delicate hands, you're probably going to need a second person to help you out, because you need to really push it down. Just gotta want to thread the screws here. Okay, there you go. But these things are built pretty tough, so you probably don't have to worry about that. So right there, and yes, that does stay there. My experience with putting it on there has actually been pretty good. I like it. I like putting it right there. It doesn't seem like it's in the way. It fits nice on my shoulder. If you get in the right spot, it's not going to be uncomfortable, even if you have a very big lens on a big camera. Hasn't been an issue, and I like using it right there. It makes me feel really cool too. I feel like I look cool. The founder of Peak Design suggests that you wear the backpack to where the top meets your shoulders. I did find this to be not too comfortable. I wear it just a bit lower most of the time, but I'm also adjusting it whatever feels right in the moment after I get into it. The way you get into it is actually quite simple. You remove the strap off one shoulder, pull the loop on the other strap up, which loosens it to allow you to swing the bag to your front and makes the side access really easy. Once you're done, you just throw the shoulder straps on and tighten it back up. I was a bit disappointed with the adjustment straps. Getting your thumbs inside the loops is not always an effortless thing to do. Oh, and in case you're wondering, no, these are not sewed onto the strap. You can stick your fingers through, put a carabiner or something, or just, a place for your fingers. If you have ever been a fan of Peak Design products, or you're really looking for that one awesome do-it-all camera backpack, this is it. That is my honest opinion about this bag. This is it. I have very, very tiny little small amounts of disappointments, very little frustrations. I had some problems with the zipper, and then the straps can be a bit much, but you can take off those straps. If you really want to, you can take off almost every single strap on this bag and store it in a separate strap bag. So another thing I want to talk about, you guys heard that I'm going to go ahead and possibly be giving away bags and stuff like that. Yeah, I did have that one bag giveaway with the sling, and some guy named Daniel or something won it, and I want you guys to know that it actually happened. Despite it taking forever, it actually happened, and here's the proof.
It's crunch time, baby. It's an original.
So if you're at all interested in possibly winning some bags, I said I'm going to go ahead and start giving away some more. Next video, possibly, probably, mostly, almost for sure. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like if this is something that you're interested in. Let me know your thoughts. If you have any questions of the bags or anything about anything, let me know down below. Thanks for watching. You'll see me next time. I won't see you next time. Maybe one day. Maybe one day I'll meet you guys. Who knows? Maybe I already know you. Maybe I'm actually watching you right now. Michael.